You know how people always say hard work pays off? What they don't tell you is sometimes it costs more than you ever thought you'd be willing to pay. For me, that price was almost my marriage. I was 39, deep in the trenches of running my wellness company. Back then, I wore busy like a badge of honor. If I wasn't working 12-hour days, I felt lazy. Can you imagine? Lazy at 12 hours. I thought success meant sacrificing everything: sleep, hobbies, friendships, and my marriage got tossed in there too. At first, it was little things: canceling a date night because of one more call, bringing my laptop to bed, answering emails while my husband was telling me about his day. He'd trail off mid-sentence because he knew I wasn't listening. And I'd look up and say, "Sorry, babe, just give me 1 second." But those 1 seconds turned into years. Now listen, here's where it gets wild. There was a time he surprised me with the weekend getaway. Just the two of us, no work. And I still remember standing in that cabin in the woods, fireplace crackling, this man looking at me with so much love, and me sneaking into the bathroom at 2 a.m. to take a client call. Who does that? Me. That's who. The fight that followed, it was ugly. He said, "I feel like I'm married to your business, not you." And you know what I said? "I'm building this for us." But deep down, I wasn't. I was building it to fill some hole inside of me, to prove I was enough, to feel in control. Fast forward a year, dinners had turned into silence. Our bed felt like a hotel room, two strangers occupying the same space. He stopped asking me to join him for walks, for movies, for little things, because the answer was always the same: I don't have time. Then came the moment I'll never forget. One night, we sat across from each other at the dinner table. Pasta, cold because I was late again. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't slam his fork. He just looked at me and said, "I don't even recognize you anymore." I swear, those words hit harder than any fight we ever had. Because in that moment, I realized I didn't recognize myself either. But here's the breaking point. A few weeks later, I woke up with chest pain so sharp I thought I was having a heart attack. At 39, me, the wellness entrepreneur, the person preaching health and balance online, I was literally burning myself out from the inside. The ER doctor told me it wasn't my heart. It was anxiety, severe chronic stress. My body had been screaming for me to slow down, and I kept ignoring it until it forced me to stop. That night, lying in the hospital bed, IV in my arm, my husband sitting quietly beside me, not angry, not scolding, just tired. I realized if I didn't change, I wasn't just going to lose him, I was going to lose me. Whew. That was my wellness wake-up call. So I made a promise, not just to him, but to myself. That wellness wasn't going to be something I sold or branded. It was going to be how I lived. The changes were messy at first. Closing my laptop at 7 felt like cutting off my oxygen. Saying no to clients terrified me. Delegating, don't get me started. I micromanaged every poor soul on my team. But slowly, painfully slowly, I learned. I started protecting dinner time like it was sacred. Phones down, eyes up, forks clinking, actual conversations. We started taking walks again. Not fancy trips, just 15 minutes after dinner, hand in hand. And those tiny things, they rebuilt us. The biggest shift, though, wasn't in my schedule, it was in my heart. I stopped chasing validation through work and started asking myself, what's the cost? If saying yes to this project means saying no to my marriage, is it worth it? 9 times out of 10, the answer was no. And here's the beautiful part. My business didn't crumble. In fact, it grew because I wasn't running it on fumes anymore. I had energy, creativity, patience. Turns out you do better work when you're not half dead inside. So here's the lesson I carry now. Success means nothing if you lose the people who cheer for you the loudest. And wellness, it's not yoga mats or kale smoothies. It's boundaries. It's rest. It's sitting across from your partner at dinner and actually tasting the pasta because you're present, not rushing to the next thing. I almost lost my marriage to my business. Almost. But that wake-up call, it saved both. So, let me ask you, have you ever chased something so hard that you almost lost what really mattered? Because if you have, maybe this is your wake-up call too.